Hey, Jack. You saw the divorce papers I left on the table for you, right? I've already signed them. You hurry up and sign them too, okay? Then get them to the courthouse as soon as possible.
Wait just a second, Zoe. What's going on? This is all happening so fast.
I'm not waiting. I want to get a divorce as soon as possible.
Tell me, Zoe, did I do something wrong? I've been racking my brain ever since I found these after getting back from work. And while I may not have been a perfect husband, I have no idea what I did to make you do this. So please, can you tell me why? If there's anything I can do to make our marriage work, I'll do it.
There's nothing you can do to make this work, Jack. We're done.
Even if that's true, just tell me why you... I honestly have no idea why you would do this to me. I won't be able to sleep at night unless you give me a reason.
Seriously, Jack? I was planning on doing you a favor and leaving you with your dignity intact, but if you insist on me taking even that from you, then I guess I'll oblige.
If you were really concerned about preserving my dignity, I don't think you would have left a stack of divorce papers on the table and left without saying a word.
Okay, well, don't say I didn't warn you. The reason I'm leaving you is your salary.
My salary?
When we got married, I thought you'd make a decent enough income, but holy smoke, was I ever wrong about that.
But, really? I mean, sure, I might not be making Elon Musk kind of money, but my salary is more than the national average.
Yep, there it is. I was waiting for that. We have completely different concepts of our finances. Money may not be the most important thing in the world, but it is really important for married couples to be on the same page. But with a gap in understanding as big as ours, there was no way this was ever going to last very long. It was only a matter of time that our relationship would end like this.
I definitely see where you're coming from. It's super important for couples to have shared values with things like money. But if that's really all that's wrong here, then can't we talk things out? I'm sure we can come to an understanding if we took some time to discuss it.
Sorry, but no thanks. I feel like I'm going to be the only one who ends up having to make any compromises, and I'm not interested in a marriage where I have to do all the sacrificing. I've already talked to my parents about this too, and they're totally on board with me divorcing you.
Wow. Let me think this over, okay?
Fine. You have 3 days to make up your mind.
What? 3 days? That's nowhere near enough time. You talk to your parents. I want to talk to mine about this too. Can't you give me more time than that?
Be grateful I gave you 3 days. I was gonna give you until tomorrow.
You got to be kidding me.
No, I'm not. And out of the kindness of my heart, I agreed to compromise again to give you 3 days. You know me. I don't like it when people keep me waiting for important things. 3 days is all you're gonna get.
I can't believe this, but okay. I'll talk to you again in 3 days.
Okay, 3 days is up, Jack. Did you sign the divorce papers yet? Remember to take them to the courthouse with you.
Yeah, I signed them. And I have them with me right now.
Good. By the way, my parents and I are going to go to the courthouse with you.
You are? Why?
Sounds like they want to have a little word with you before we're officially over. I bet they're going to tear into you about being a poor loser.
Poor? Come on, Zoe. I told you before, my salary is above the national average. We're upper middle class, not poor.
Would you please give it up already? We're getting divorced, and that's final. No amount of whining and pleading from you can change my mind.
Unreal. All right, I'll meet up with you all in front of the courthouse at 1. Hey, Sienna, you got a sec?
What's up, bro?
Would you stop calling me that? You're my little sister, not my college roommate. Anyway, you're free now, right?
You kidding me? I'm bored out of my mind. Classes are still out for the summer, my boyfriend's working, and none of my favorite Instagram accounts have any new content out, so yeah, I've got nothing to do.
Perfect. What would you say about going to the courthouse with me today?
The courthouse? Wait, this is about your divorce, yeah? How does this involve me?
Zoe just texted and said that her parents are going to go with me when I turn in the divorce papers. Something seems... I don't know, off. So I was wondering if you could come along with me, disguise yourself so they won't know it's you, and listen into our conversation so I have a witness.
Frankly, I would rather sit here doing nothing than play detective with you.
I'll give you $100.
Detective Sienna here, reporting for duty, sir.
Well, that's what I thought you'd say. Okay, you know the park out in the back of the courthouse? Meet me there at 12:30.
That park's pretty big. Where should I meet you?
You remember the big swing set we used to play on when we were kids? How about there?
Gotcha. See you then. Hey, Jack. Thanks for submitting the divorce papers like a good little boy.
Yeah, sure, whatever. By the way, are you sure you're okay with no property division? We were only married for half a year, but I think you'd be entitled to get about $2,000 or so from me. Do you really not want it?
$2,000? It's not worth the trouble. And the divorce was my idea and all, so you can go ahead and keep that as my parting gift to you.
Yeah, nice parting gift. Well, if that's what you really want, I guess that means we're done then.
Yep, bye-bye.
Thanks for tagging along, Sienna. You were a big help. I'm sorry I had to go and get you involved in this. It's my problem, not yours.
Hey, for $100, I'll get involved in any trouble you want me to.
You always would do just about anything for money.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby. But I gotta hand it to you, Jack. You saw right through them, didn't you? The very moment you handed off that stack of papers to the courthouse clerk, she said, "Phew. Now I don't have to worry about him finding out about my affair anymore." She said it pretty quietly, so you probably couldn't hear her, but I was standing right behind them, so I heard it all loud and clear.
You really earned your $100, Sienna. You started recording them with your camera just in time to get all the dirty details on tape. That makes my next step way easier.
Your next step, huh? What are you gonna do now?
Hiring a private detective. He might have a tough job ahead of him, since I'll need him to look into past affairs in addition to current ones. But it's what I'll need to do in order to have hard proof to use against her.
Okay, have fun with that. Let me know if there's anything I can do.
Nah, you've done more than enough for me already. Tell you what, when things settle down around here, I'll take you out to have a nice dinner one night.
Free food? I'm in.
And you can even bring your boyfriend too if you want.
Wow, you're feeling generous today.
He is dating my little sister after all. Gotta keep tabs on him too.
Jeez, you're starting to sound like Dad. Hey, you've got some explaining to do, Jack. We just got back from submitting our marriage certificate from the courthouse, and this strange person I've never met before asks me if my name is Zoe, then hands me this massive envelope. And when I opened it up, it said, "You're suing me?" What is your problem, Jack?
I heard through the grapevine that you were going to get married today. Congratulations. I hope the two of you are very happy together.
You can cut the sarcasm, Jack. Listen up and listen good. We are divorced. That means I can do whatever I want with whoever I want. So what makes you think you have the right to sue me? I don't know what internet forum you got your legal advice from, but you can't sue someone for remarrying after divorcing you. I get it, you're still in love with me and want me to get back together, but I'm telling you for the last time, that is never going to happen.
I'm afraid you're mistaken. I'm not suing you for remarrying. I'm suing you for your affair. The one you admitted to, remember?
What are you talking about?
I guess you didn't notice, but I wasn't alone on the day you and your parents came with me to submit the divorce papers to the courthouse. I had an acquaintance come along just in case, and that acquaintance heard the entire conversation you had with your parents in secret. Most importantly, they heard you saying that you didn't need to worry about me finding out you had an affair.
No way!
No, of course, just overhearing that alone wouldn't be enough to win a court case against you. So I hired a private detective to do some more digging for me. I was concerned at first, but I didn't know if you were still having the affair or if it was ongoing, meaning there might not be any way to catch you. But then, I got help from a very unexpected source.
I don't like where this is going.
You said the envelope was thick, right? There should be 2 other envelopes inside of it, one from me and one from your new husband's ex-wife.
Huh? Oh, you're right. There's one more in here.
She had been suspecting her husband was having an affair for quite some time, and she had been gathering mountains of evidence against him. She was generous enough to provide me with all the evidence that she had. Thanks to that, I was able to finally make my move against you today. So tell me, Zoe, how does it feel to get sued by your ex-husband on the day that you got married?
No way. You mean you actually waited until the day we got married to do this? On purpose?
Your new husband's ex-wife was the one who came up with the idea, and it seemed so hilarious to me that we teamed up and coordinated it.
I don't believe this. You are such a scumbag, Jack!
Yeah, I don't want to hear that from you. You're the one who decided to carry on an illicit affair rather than have the decency to divorce me.
But we're divorced now, aren't we? And you didn't know about my affair when I divorced you, so what's the problem?
Here's an opportunity to give you a legal lesson. It turns out that by law, I can still sue you for infidelity after our divorce as long as the infidelity was discovered within 3 years of the date our divorce was finalized. So yeah, I can 100% sue you.
Really?
I'm sorry, did I foil your perfect plan? Did you think that you could get away with what you did scot-free as long as you divorced me before I found out? Well, it doesn't work that way, Zoe.
No. So, you're really gonna sue me? Like, for real?
Let me put it this way. You see the dollar amount on page 4 of the stack of papers I sent you? You should operate under the assumption that you're gonna have to pay me an amount pretty darn close to that.
Oh no. Well, whatever. Unlike you, my new man's the kind of guy who can pay for something like this with no trouble. I may have made a slight miscalculation, but it's not going to be that much of a problem.
Is that so?
Yeah, it is so. He's a big shot in a wedding consultancy company. His salary is way more than yours ever was or ever will be. He's got talent, ambition, money, power, the total package. Some low-tier nobody like you isn't even in the same universe as him.
Now I get it. I was kind of baffled by your parents' response to all this. I would have thought they'd tell you off when they found out about your affair, but no. They actually became accomplices in hiding it. I guess they were so thrilled about the prospect of gaining some wealthy guy as their new son-in-law that they made a terrible mistake.
Mistake? What are you talking about? This is totally the right move for me and them. It's a complete win for everyone. My husband's a big shot businessman. And starting today, I'm gonna live the spoiled and pampered lifestyle I deserve.
Hey, about that. I don't think your husband's gonna be any sort of big shot for much longer.
What? Why not?
Think about it. He's an executive in a wedding consultancy company, Zoe. If word gets out that one of the company execs was involved in a salacious affair, what effect do you think that would have on the company's business? Did you really think there wouldn't be any consequences at all for what you two did?
Wait, so he's gonna get fired?
You'll have to talk to him about that. I'm going by deduction here. I'm not privy to the internal workings of his company. It just seems like the most likely outcome would be a combination of demotion and pay cut, at least. I'd say him getting fired isn't totally out of the question either, though.
How can you be so relaxed about this? My lifestyle is on the line here.
Your lifestyle, not mine. As long as you pay whatever settlement we agreed on for my lawsuit, whatever happens to the two of you after that is none of my concern.
Hey, about that. I was looking at the papers and, well, there were a lot of zeros in the amount you're suing us for.
That shouldn't be a problem for your husband, right?
But
you can talk about the finer details of the settlement with my lawyer, and you'll be contacting you soon. As for me, I no longer have any reason to speak to you, so anything you want to say to me, you can say to him.
Wait! I've been doing some thinking, and maybe getting divorced isn't such a good idea after all. What do you say, Jack? It's not too late for us, right? We can work things out. I get it, Jack. The reason you're suing me like this is to scare me into taking you back. You're still in love with me, and as long as those feelings are there, anything is possible. We can be a couple again. It'll be great. I'll be your devoted wife, and you can be my doting husband. I'll even think about not nagging you about your low salary anymore. Jack, are you there?
A few days after that last exchange, my lawyer told me that Zoe still wants to try to get back together with me. As I predicted, her husband got fired from his company after that, and she divorced him that very day. But like I said, her life isn't my problem anymore, so I told my lawyer to just ignore her and keep negotiating the settlement. As for me, I put in a transfer request to my company after the divorce was finalized, which was accepted, so I'll be moving across the state within the next few weeks. I also heard my sister's boyfriend propose to her the other day. He seems like a really upstanding guy, so I'm sure he'll take care of her. My lawyer finally reached a settlement with my wife and her new ex-husband yesterday, and they'll be starting monthly payments next week. Obviously, my ex-wife doesn't have that kind of money, so her parents are selling their house and borrowing the rest from relatives. The last I heard, they were all living together in a cheap one-room apartment and working day and night in order to make ends meet.
Alyssa, I'm calling off our marriage. I've decided to marry your sister.
What? Martin? What are you saying all of a sudden?
I've never seen someone as beautiful as her. I met your family for the first time to announce our marriage, but I had no idea you had such a beautiful sister. I just couldn't take my eyes off her.
Oh, I'm so stunned. I don't know what to say. Sure, my sister Miranda has always been beautiful and popular, but I never thought even my fiancé would fall for her.
I'm marrying Miranda. I'd be bragging to all my friends if I could marry such a beautiful woman.
You're already making the assumption that you'll marry Miranda, but you're not thinking straight right now. You are going to marry me, right, Martin? That's why you came here today, to announce our marriage to my family. Besides, Miranda would be surprised if your sister's fiancé made a pass at her.
Huh? She was the one who made a pass at me in the first place.
What?
She sneaked up on me when we were about to leave. She said she wanted to marry me and asked me to reconsider marrying you and to choose her. I had no idea she was that aggressive on top of being beautiful. She's more and more my type.
Wait a minute. You're kidding, right? Miranda did that to you?
Miranda and I want each other. So we're getting married. I don't need you anymore.
Oh no. I never thought my sister would steal my fiancé away from me. I don't know what to tell my parents, who are so happy to hear the news today.
I don't know. Just tell them the truth. My sister is marrying him, not me, or something. My parents own a big company, and I'm their son. I don't think your parents would care much, as long as one of their daughters ends up marrying into a wealthy family.
What?
And my parents have a soft spot for me, because I'm their only child. If I told them I found the woman of my dreams, they'd understand. In fact, they'll surely be overjoyed that the beautiful Miranda is going to be their daughter-in-law.
No way. This is the most insane engagement breakup I've ever heard of. Both my parents and your parents would be totally against it.
Oh, I just got a text from Miranda. She says your parents aren't mad at all. In fact, they're happy because, unlike their ugly older daughter, they can brag about the pretty younger daughter all they want.
What?
They're so proud that their daughter is marrying a Saiyan. They wanted to tell everyone about it, but they held back so that people wouldn't say anything negative about you. But if it's Miranda, the beautiful one, marrying a Saiyan, everyone would praise her and say they're a perfect match. They're so excited, saying, now we can brag about it all the time.
Huh?
So please, break up with me now. I know you no longer have a chance at marrying into a wealthy family, but good luck finding another guy.
Hey, Miranda. Are you really going to marry Martin? I didn't expect you to mess with your sister's fiancé. I just wanted him so bad. What's wrong with taking what you want? Hey, what's with that attitude? Just now, Martin asked me to break up with him. It was right after we had just announced our marriage to our parents. How dare you ruin your sister's marriage? But those parents aren't mad at me at all. They said I was a better match for him than my ugly sister. They can't wait to see me in my gorgeous wedding dress. What? It's a miracle that you got engaged to Martin in the first place. You have small eyes and a big nose. It's absurd that my ugly sister gets to marry a man like him. It's rather annoying, so you deserve to be robbed. Huh? Unlike you, I'm a pretty girl with good looks. In middle and high school, I went out with the hottest guys in school. I always get direct mails from entertainment agencies on my SNS account. That's why I was constantly looking for a man who was worthy of my beauty. And yet, my ugly sister almost got married before I did. Plus, with a scion. No way. Why can't I get married first? What's the problem with my fiancé being a scion? Those are both big problems. I've never heard of an ugly girl becoming happier than a beautiful girl. Besides, you're the ugliest of the ugly. You never even made an effort to be beautiful. That's rude. I am making efforts to be beautiful. You only use cheap cosmetics and wear thrift shop clothes. Even though you're ugly, you don't spend any money on your beauty. What part of this do you think is making efforts? That's because even if I buy expensive stuff, you steal them all. Huh? You say it's too good for an ugly girl. You barge into my room and take whatever you want. That's why I have to buy cheap stuff. Even if it's cheap, I buy things after carefully researching the ingredients or how to wear it. It's just casting pearls to swine, even if ugly girls wear expensive things. I'm just always teaching my sister how to live as an ugly girl. And now, you try to marry a scion. You really like to aim high, don't you? You always want things that don't match your level. I beg your pardon? Why did Martin want to marry you? He's the son of a big company CEO, and he could have chosen any girl he wants. Why would he go through the trouble of choosing an ugly girl like you? At least, I have more common sense than you. I'm not as pretty as you, but I'm better at everything else. What? You've been playing around with guys ever since middle school. Even though you had the hottest guy in school as your boyfriend, you would continue to flirt with other guys. You often skipped school and stayed over at guys' houses all the time. A beautiful woman doesn't need to study. A beautiful woman can live without such things. The men offer you money, delicious food, and whatever you want. Unlike you, I've put in a lot of effort. Even though people call me a book-smart ugly, I kept studying. I remember you staying up late studying every night. Thanks to that, I got into Harvard, and now I'm working for a major financial company. I'm getting paid for the results I've achieved. His parents praised me for buying a house at my age. Don't get carried away just because you have a good educational background and high income. In fact, I feel sorry for you. I can't believe you have to work so hard to be happy because you're ugly. What? I'm sorry that I can get married so easily because I'm pretty. You have to study so hard and work so hard even to just get married. But a pretty girl can get married to a wealthy man with just a smile. So it's a piece of cake. You really can't stop making fun of me. Isn't that why you exist? You're here to show me how miserable and pathetic you are, and teach me not to be like you. Huh? Continue to show me the miserable life of ugly people. I'll enjoy the elegant life of a winner as I watch you. The scion with status and money deserves to be the husband of a beautiful woman like me. I'm the one who gets the golden opportunity. I'm sorry for you. What? I didn't think I'd be able to get away like this. Frankly speaking, I'm glad. Please, take care of Martin and his family. What do you mean? I don't understand what you just said. How can you be happy about losing this golden opportunity? Why do you feel sorry for me? I'm about to walk down the victory road. That's no golden opportunity for you, Miranda, but rather a disaster. That's why I took pity on you and said, I'm sorry for you. Huh? Disaster? I'm getting married to a scion of a big company. How can a marriage like that be a disaster? Scion of a big company sounds great, but his family's company is on the verge of collapse. There's nothing left to brag about except the name of the company. What? Well, I work for a major financial firm. I did some research on the company and found out hidden information. They've been asking around for funding since the beginning of this year. They must be struggling financially. Wait a minute. That means they're borrowing money from banks, right? In short, debts? That's right. The company has been in the red so long, they don't have any more money. What? That's why they're borrowing money to keep the company afloat, hoping that one day it will turn profitable. Huh? Really? What the heck is going on? Why does a major company have to go into debt? Is it Martin's family rich? A foreign company in the same industry has entered the domestic market. That's why their sales have been declining. And to deal with that, they started a new business. But that didn't go well either, and they're losing a lot of money. Really? I was surprised when I first found out about it too. And I heard it when we went to announce our marriage to his parents. What? Last month, I went to Martin's parents' house to say hi. They made me feel very welcome, and I was very happy. But when I returned to retrieve an item I'd left behind, I heard them say, "She's ugly, but she's got money, so I'm sure we can use her to our benefit." What? As soon as she marries our son, let's get her to borrow as much money as she can. Even if the company goes under, we'll still have her house. She's going to take care of us all, they said. His parents are trying to get his son to marry me for money. What? His parents would do that? I immediately questioned Martin. But he didn't seem to know anything about the company's situation. He just laughed and said, "How can my parents be in the red? He's just the CEO's son and has nothing to do with the company." Is that so? The groom doesn't know anything about the company he's going to take over in the future. And his parents only see their daughter-in-law as a tool for money. I was beginning to get anxious and thinking of quitting the marriage. But I thought to myself, I decided to marry him, so I shouldn't give up on this situation right away. Maybe I can help rebuild this company. Oh no. I thought that if I married Martin, my life would be safe and sound. I didn't know that the company was on the verge of bankruptcy. When I heard you guys were getting married, Instead of being sad, somewhere deep inside, I was happy. I didn't realize it then, but now I know. It made me realize that I wanted to cancel the marriage. No, I still don't believe you. This is just an accusation by you, because you were dumped, of course. Huh? You're trying to make me break up with him by making me feel insecure. And you're trying to get back together with Martin. I'm sorry, but I'm not playing into your hands. I don't care what you think. Do whatever you want. But I don't care whatever happens to you.
What should I do, Alyssa? My parents smacked me with all their might. When I told them that I'm getting married to your sister Miranda, they said, a pretty face won't bring us money. I never knew that our family business was in trouble. How can they suddenly get upset when they didn't tell me anything?
Your parents, who were supposed to be happy for you, were furious.
I had no idea our company was in the red. I don't know what to do, suddenly being told something like this. They were furious with me, saying, "You're the successor, but you've done unnecessary things." I don't want to take over the company if it's in the red like this.
Don't say that. You've had a lot of fun with the title of Scion up to now. You and Miranda should work hard together as the successor couple.
But Miranda didn't go to college, right?
She didn't go to college because she was too busy playing with guys. After graduation, she kept changing her job to accommodate her boyfriends. She's beautiful, but she only makes about $1,000 a month.
What? That low?
She insists that beautiful women only do easy jobs. She doesn't take her job seriously. And even if she doesn't have money, she says she's fine because she's beautiful. She begs men for food and money.
Seriously? She has no academic background, her salary is low, and she has no desire to work. Oh, come on. How can she become my wife like this?
Oh, but you're getting married because you want each other, right? What's wrong with you all of a sudden?
Oh, no. That's...
I know it's tough, but you two work hard together. Bye then. It sucks. I didn't know the company was in such a bad situation. If this was the case, I shouldn't have married him on the spur of the moment. What? Why did you marry him? You both knew his family's company was in the red. We did it on the spur of the moment. Martin said, "I'm going to show you how serious I am. I've got the blood of a business owner in me, so I'll be fine. I've got a beautiful goddess with me, so we'll get over this crisis." I believed him and registered for marriage. Wow. And when we announced the marriage to his parents, they were so surprised that they collapsed. Martin also started to regret his decision, saying that the company was in a worse situation than he had imagined. What? Now he and his parents are trying to force me to work for them. They told me to go and earn money at Hooters using my looks. It's unbelievable. I can't believe they would say such a thing to his wife. That's how desperate they are. After all, for that family, a daughter-in-law is just a useful toy for the family. You just have to be pragmatic and work hard. You're a beautiful woman, so make the most out of it and do your best. I don't know what to do. I went to the interview to get the job, but I was rejected. What? You were rejected? I was rejected just because I had nothing more than good looks. They said I didn't have what it takes to entertain the customers. The fact that I never worked seriously before and have been changing jobs frequently gave them a negative impression about me. They thought girls like me are likely to break rules and arrive late, so there's no merit in hiring me. Oh my gosh, that's an unexpected turn of events. And what pissed me off the most was that the manager treated me like I was average. I asked him if I could earn twice as much as the others because I'm pretty. Then he said, "The other girls have just as good looks as yours." You took that job so lightly, and the manager saw it through. It's very hard to entertain people while serving food and drinks to multiple tables. The girls who work there and get a lot of tips are working extremely hard. How can you think you can earn so much when you haven't even worked seriously before? Huh? Are you saying I'm crazy? The only person who doesn't think you're crazy is you. The only things good about you are your looks. The rest of you need huge improvements. What did you just say? I feel really sorry about all this. But you chose to marry him, even if it was just a spur-of-the-moment thing. You should support him and his family as his wife. Well then, I wish you and Martin a long and happy life together. Martin's parents retired and he officially took over the company. However, instead of reducing the deficit only grew larger. The number of employees started decreasing. Rumor has it that the company will be absorbed by a rival company. Miranda managed to get a job at a sketchy bar. There also seems to be a man who looks just like Martin in that bar who cleans the tables. And Martin's parents are always seen at McDonald's with coupons in their hands. I never thought the family of a scion and my sister, who were so arrogant, would end up like this. I'm going to take them as a bad example and live a steady life.